Good morning students, welcome to the class of Mathics. So today we will understand the concept of additive identity, additive inverse, multiplicative identity and multiplicative inverse, right? So you know what is additive identity? This is 0 which we have marked over here, right? 0 is additive identity, and we will also understand the concept of additive inverse, what is additive inverse and how we derive the additive inverse of any given number, right? So let us understand this in detail today so that we will able to solve such questions in our classes and in our examinations, even in the competitive examinations, right? So what is additive identity and what is additive inverse? Additive identity is 0. So we can say any number which we have shown, any number which is added to its additive inverse, then it will be equal to the additive identity, which is equal to 0, which we have highlighted over here, right? So the number which is opposite of the given number. Suppose we have in the question some number is given. So the opposite to that means the number which is carrying the opposite to the sign of the given number, right? That will be the additive inverse. Let us understand this with few examples, right? We have taken three examples to understand the additive identity, additive inverse concept, right? So in the first case, let us assume the additive inverse is x, right? So we can be able to derive it as putting into the equation, keeping x into the LHS and into the RHS, we are getting -2. Similarly, in the second case and third case, let us assume those as x. X is here is additive inverse, right? So in all the three cases A, B and C, we will find the additive inverse by just solving for x, right? So as we can see in the first question number A, that x equal to -2. So -2 is the additive inverse for 2. Similarly, in the question number B, when we solve, we will get x equal to -2 by 3, which will be the additive inverse for B. For the question number B, that is 2 by 3. Similarly, for -4, the additive inverse will be 4. The main concept underlying behind that when the number is added with the additive inverse, it should come as 0, because 0 is the additive identity, right? Now, let us understand the concept of the second one, the multiplicative identity and the multiplicative inverse. Here, the number one is known as multiplicative identity, right? And here we understand that any number which will be multiplied, it will not be added. Mind it, the word multiplicative, it clearly implicates the multiplication, right? When any given number is multiplied with the multiplicative inverse, it will be a multiplicative identity which will be equal to 1. So when we multiply the number with the multiplicative inverse into the LHS, then we should always get 1 into the RHS, which is the multiplicative identity for any number, right? Let us understand this with few examples. Here again we have taken those examples. Here we need to identify the multiplicative inverse. So let the multiplicative inverse for each of these cases A, B and C as x, right? So put the value of x and solve the question number A, B and C. On solving, we will get for question number A, when 2 into x equal to 1 and 2 by 3 into x equal to 1 and -4 into x equal to 1, we will get x equal to 1 by 2 for A as answer. So 1 by 2 is the multiplicative inverse for 2, right? Similarly, for question number 2, x equal to 3 by 2, right? We just solved it. So 3 by 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 2 by 3. Similarly, for question number C, x equal to -1 by 4. That is -1 by 4 is the multiplicative inverse of -4, right? So in this way we will be able to understand the concept of additive identity, additive inverse, additive multiplicative identity and multiplicative inverse. And for any queries you can put up into the comment box. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And for any Any doubts or any questions on multiplicative inverse and additive inverse or additive identity or multiplicative identity, you can reach out to me through the comment box. I will revert to you for sure, and I will always say happy learning, keep on learning, right? So subscribe to my channel and like. Happy learning. Bye bye.